It's an ontological paradox. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. It's no great surprise that the Mythmakers culminates with the Trojan horse being built by the Greek and delivered unto the city of Troy. It's not even necessarily a surprise that the Trojan horse was recommended by the Doctor as a strategy. The interesting thing is that the reason the Doctor recommends building the horse is because he knows the story from Homer's The Iliad. The implication then is that Homer wrote about the Trojan horse because he had heard of the actual event, which was instigated by the Doctor, who, again, only got the idea because of Homer. It's an ontological paradox. There is no inciting event. This, then, is a great example of Doctor Who playing fast and loose with the laws of time and physics. This is a children's fantasy series, and it rarely gives any more thought to logic and consistency than what the story at hand dictates. But you know what? I love it anyway. As for significant events in Doctor Who history, this is Vicky's last story. This is the story where she falls in love and decides to stay behind in ancient Rome rather than to travel on with the Doctor. It's worth pointing out that is exactly the same story beat used to have Susan leave the program. It's very clear that in 1965 Doctor Who, the only plausible reason that any writers can come up with a single young woman to leave the show is for her to fall in love and have another man there to protect her. I'm just saying, I love this show, and over the years it's had a great many strong female characters like Barbara Wright, and upcoming Sarah Jane Smith, and so many more. But even so, there are times like this one where it becomes a product of its own era, and that's kind of a shame. So, farewell, Vicky. You weren't around long enough. I really liked you as a character. And then the other big thing at the end of this story is Katerina joining the crew of the TARDIS. Poor, doomed Katerina. A handmaiden of the priestess Cassandra, she has no idea what she's gotten into. You can't even really say that she's joined the crew of her own free will. She thinks that she's traveled to the afterlife and that the human world is behind her. And tragically, she's not wrong. But that's a topic I'll get to later in the week. I'll see you then.